Good morning, fans. Drive Radio, your host John Rush, and a little cooler morning we have here in Colorado. We're going to review for the long version the 2014 Mazda MX-5, better known as the Miata, which, by the way, those of you that have been around a little bit know the Miata has a real cult following. There's lots of clubs, lots of things you can do with this car. This is really a fun car. This is not a car, sorry Mazda, it's not a car you're going to buy for your average everyday daily commute. This is a fun car to own. Typically it's going to be either somebody that has no family or somebody like me that just wants an additional car to go out and have a good time with. Richard talked about in the short review, this car can be put in the back of a trailer very easily. You can go out and race it, have a good time with it. Again, as I said earlier, this is a cult following car, lots of clubs surrounding it. Guys take day trips. I go to church with some guys that have Miatas. They go out on the weekends, have a great time. That's what this car is designed for. There's 4 versions of this car: soft top, hard top. This is the touring edition with the full hard top. We'll show how that goes down in the interior portion once we get back from driving it. But great car. It's a lot of fun to drive. We averaged 28 miles to the gallon in it, which was not hard to do. Really not a lot to talk about with this car. If you know the Miata, know the family of cars, it's a pretty simplistic car. We'll get into the interior in a little bit, but not a lot of bells and whistles on this car. You buy the car for what it is. It's a 2-door convertible, not a lot of trunk room, no room behind the seats. You better make sure you pack light if you're going to go drive this car, but it's an enjoyable car to drive. We've had fun with it. 2-liter engine, sporty. I wish it had a little more power up here in Colorado at our elevation. You can investigate that on your own. I wish Mazda did some more with it, but they don't. It is what it is, and again, as I said, there's a lot of things made for this car on that side of the fence. So you can accessorize this car to the max. Just go out, look for the things. I am not a Miata expert. Richard is not a Miata expert. It's not a car that I've ever really been around. In fact, this is the first Miata that I've ever driven. I've been in the industry my entire life and I've never driven a Miata. But hey, let's go on into the driving portion of it. We come back, we'll do the interior. Stay with us. All right, folks, this is a tight cabin, little car, so I'm gonna be bigger in view than what I normally am. We're gonna do the driving portion of the Miata, which you know, we'll whip around here a little bit and do some driving. It's a good car, kind of fun to drive. As you can see, it's very agile, works good. We're just putting a seatbelt on while we're driving, so we'll get that going. As I talked about in the earlier part of the review, the Miata has a real cult following. I know I keep saying that, but it does. This is a great car. It's fun. It's sort of like owning a motorcycle. As you drive it, other Miata owners will wave. You know, you just kind of have this sense of community when you're driving this car. If you're looking for a hobby, looking for something to get involved in, this is like owning a motorcycle. You buy a Harley, you get into a club, you go out on rides, etc. You know what? The Miata is very much the same way. There's all sorts of clubs you can get involved in. They go for driving, and it's as extreme as you want to get. Some guys take these cars out, put a number on the side of it, and they race it every weekend. Other guys take it out and tour it. And I shouldn't say just guys. This is a neutral gender car. Guys and gals both take this car out, drive it, have fun. It's a very nimble, fun car to drive. It is not a car, by the way, for our Colorado weather when it snows. This car will be a roller skate on a slick road. So again, as I talked about earlier, this is going to be one of those cars that you buy as a additional car to the fleet that you already own. Yes, some of you could drive this and drive it back and forth on a daily basis, but that is not the typical demographic for who's buying this car. Again, this is a cult following car, a lot of fun, it's enjoyable. If you're looking for a car to go out and just have a great time in, you know what? This would be a tough car to beat. It really is an enjoyable car to drive. It's fun, it's sporty, mileage is good. You get a lot of looks driving it because it's unique. Okay, folks, hope you enjoyed the drive. We're gonna go to the interior portion now. And as you can see, we talked earlier, trunk, pretty small. A couple carry-on bags, max, that's all you're gonna get into it. The nice thing I will say about this is the hard top, which we'll show you in a minute, all folds down in front of the trunk. So you don't have to worry about where things are placed in the trunk for fear of getting crushed as you're putting the top down, as is the case in some other convertibles. So that part is nice. There's just not a lot of room. Again, you're not buying this car to run back and forth across the country with a bunch of luggage. You're buying this car to enjoy and have a lot of fun with. All right, we're going to show you how the top comes down real fast. This is one of the faster tops that pop down. So I'll turn the key on. I won't start it. You release it and hit the button, and it's going to just put the thing down fairly quickly. and it actually is one of the fastest folding down tops that there is. And voila, top's down. I'll roll the windows down to kind of add to the effect. And there you go. It makes it a little easier for you guys now, even camera-wise, to kind of see the interior. As Richard talked about in the short review, not a lot of bells and whistles inside. It's fairly basic. One complaint I have as an older guy driving, and this is something I would have to try to figure out how to deal with, there's no lumbar support in these seats, and it really needs it. There's nothing in the middle of your back here to help with any kind of lumbar support. So, you know, to be kind of a sports car and not have a seat that really kind of molds to you, that's kind of a downside. Although, as I said earlier, this car has a real cult following, lots and lots of accessories. You can pretty much do with this car anything you want to do. So if you really want to get out and fully race it, do whatever you want to, you can. Starting price of 32 grand, actually even less than that if you get kind of a stripped down version. This car as price is about 32.7. Anyways, great car. Interior, again, not a lot of bells and whistles. There's just not much to show you here because there's not much here. There's 2 seats, little storage compartment here where you have the gas cap lid lever, which locks, by the way, in case the top is down so somebody can't get into the gas. Other than that, single climate control, regular radio, glove box on the right, cup holders are minimal at best. There is a little cell phone slider. One other complaint I have with this car, and I'm surprised Richard didn't mention this: no USB plug-in in this car, which really stinks. So if you want to charge your phone or do anything like that, you've got to bring some sort of a plug-in charger for the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug-in. Again, not a big deal, and I know I'm complaining, but in today's world, it wouldn't take anything to add a USB port to this car. And a car of this stature, going after the market it's going after, Mazda, add a USB port. It really should be there. Other than that, hope you guys all enjoyed the review. As Richard said, and we always say, watch us or listen to us on Saturdays, listen to us on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Drive Radio, KLZ 560, the source. If you're in the Denver market, it is the first station on the left-hand side of the dial, on the AM radio dial. You can catch us on the TuneIn app. You can catch us on 560thesource.com. You can listen to all of our podcasts. They're on SoundCloud and on our website, drive-radio.com. And, of course, you can also find us on a YouTube channel. Just type in the search bar of YouTube, Drive Radio, all one word, in case you haven't been there yet. If you haven't been, please subscribe to our channel. It'll automatically tell you when a new review has been loaded up, and we do these every single week. Thanks for joining us. John Rush, Drive Radio.